everyone. I'm Andrea. This is a beginner level yoga flow. So happy you could join me today. We'll start seated. If there's anything you'd like to place underneath your hips to help you feel more comfortable, could be a blanket or a pillow, you're more than welcome to add that underneath you. Now, if you do feel a little rounded in your spine when you're sitting, sometimes that extra height underneath your hips can help you be more comfortable. And as we go forward today, anytime you'd like to take a break or grab a drink of water, please feel free. If any of the movements we're taking don't feel good for your body, you can also adjust or modify those movements. And as you find your tall spine here in your seated position, might feel comfortable to let the eyes close for a moment. And if that doesn't feel good today, just a gentle gaze downward in front of you, relaxing the eyelids. And as the gaze softens or the eyes close, bring awareness to your breath, just noticing it to start. And sometimes there's some change in the breath as we bring that awareness to the breath. Just allow that to happen. And if it's comfortable today, let the breath deepen. Inhale's getting a little bit longer. And exhale's matching that length of breath. We want the breath to feel comfortable, but maybe a little deeper than the natural flow of breath. If you'd like to add in what we call the Ujjayi breath, that's our ocean sounding breath, can allow a slight constriction at the back of the throat, just enough to hear the air moving in and out of the throat. And whatever breath you're working with today, let it be a point of focus that you can return to. Anytime your mind wanders, just return awareness back to the breath, back to the present moment. And keep those deep breaths flowing. If your eyes are closed, feel free to gently allow them to open. As you breathe in, let your head grow even taller, sitting up to your tallest spine. Exhale, let the chin come down towards the chest, shoulders slightly drawing back to get some length at the back of the neck. And pause here for a moment, chin dipping down towards the chest, gaze might tilt downwards. Deep breath in, let's roll our head over to the right so the right ear comes a little closer to your right shoulder, chin forward. Good. Exhale, roll right back down where you started, chin heavy to the chest. And then we'll inhale, other side, left ear towards left shoulder, chin lifts, face forward. And exhale, return back down, chin to the chest. Let's go once more to each side, slowly breathing in as we slowly move our head to the right side. Exhale to return back to center. Matching movement to the breath, inhale, other direction, over to the left. Exhale, return, chin heavy to the chest. Very nice. This time, inhale, let the head lift back up, tallest spine. Let your head just turn a few times side to side, some motion at the neck, rotation. And then we'll face forward to the front. Right fingers off to the side on the ground beside you. Let's inhale, reach up through the left arm. And then exhale, side bend. Start to reach the left arm up and over. And let your left hand, left arm slightly draw back here as if you're trying to draw that whole side body a little bit back behind you. And then maybe the gaze tilts up a little bit in front of you. Very nice. Use your inhale to come back up towards the ceiling. And exhale, we'll release that arm down by our side. Very nice. Other side, left hand down. Inhale, take your right arm straight up towards the sky. Exhale, whole side body lengthens as you gently lean up and over towards your left. If your left shoulder feels tense, maybe a little bend at that elbow softening. And then really lengthen through the right side. Length from your hip on the floor all the way up through the fingerprints. Maybe the gaze tilting up as your arm and shoulder drop back. Very good. Inhale, we'll lift that arm back to the ceiling, head up. And exhale, release, arm by your side. Let's roll the shoulders. Inhale, let the shoulders lift up by the ears. And exhale, roll them down and back. Good. One more time like that, exaggerated. Inhale, rolling the shoulders up. Exhale, down and back. Very good. Let's inhale, arms back overhead. Exhale, this time we'll turn, twist to the right side. Right hand lands behind us. Left arm might reach across anywhere it lands. As you breathe in, think of sitting to your tallest. As you breathe out, gently turn, maybe even looking back over your right shoulder. Every breath, tiny movements. Lengthening and twisting. One more deep breath here. Good. Your breath in, take it right back to the top, arms overhead, facing front. And then exhale, we'll turn and twist to our left side. Left fingers behind you, right arm stretching across. And then every time you breathe in, sit up a little taller. Every time you breathe out, gently turning back. Feeling of your core muscles drawing in and up here, especially on the exhales. Good. Your next in-breath, let's face front, both arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your palms together. Let the hands come in front of the chest. We'll interlace our fingers here and take some movement at the wrists and the hands. Figure 8 shapes, circles. Some movement at our wrists. And then go the other direction for a moment. Good. Release your hands. Give them a quick shake here. And then we'll come to tabletop position. Turning to put our hands and our knees down on the mat or the ground, wherever you've landed today. We want the joints stacked, so shoulders are over our wrists, hips are over our knees, and spread the fingers out wide. Each finger separated from the one next to it. Toes point back behind us. As you inhale, let your belly dip down. Look forward to whatever's in front of you. And then full breath out. We'll round the spine, push into the hands, and take your gaze towards your belly button. Chin to chest. Very good. Inhale to cow pose. Belly lowers, tailbone lifts, collarbones forward. And then exhale, round out through the spine, pushing into strong hands, strong arms, chin to chest, contract. Very nice. Again, like that. Full deep breath in, moving smoothly to your cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. High, rising through the spine. Push with the hands, push with the shins, chin to chest. Very good. One more time like that. Good. We'll use an inhale to return back to neutral spine. And then take a little movement forward to back. Maybe noticing some sensation at the hands as the weight leans into the hands. And back to the knees. If your knees ever feel uncomfortable, you can add some cushioning there. Maybe folded towels, blanket, even a small pillow under the knees for extra cushion. And let's pause that movement. Tuck your toes under behind you so the toes may be balls of feet. Start to press towards the mat and then forward back motion. Same idea we just took. Maybe now some stretching through the bottoms of the feet, lower ankles. Very good. Let's land right back at center. Everything stacking shoulders over the wrists. Try to push down through the knuckles of your hands where fingers and hands meet. Keep that strong handprint and then we'll tuck our toes. Let the knees lift off of the mat, hips way up and back behind us. Start to bring your chest closer to your thighs here for downward facing dog pose. You might need to readjust your feet a little bit, maybe a little step back. And then allow some movement. Bend the knees for a moment, pedaling through the legs. And here in our downward facing dog pose, we have an inverted V shape. So our hips are in the air. Our hands and feet are pressing into the mat. If this doesn't feel good for your wrist, you can always take your knees back to the floor. And if you're moving right now, let's settle into stillness. Chest towards our thighs will help lift the hips higher. Let your head relax so you can see your feet behind you. And the heels may not be on the ground, that's fine, but we're trying to gently ease them closer to the floor to allow a little length through the backs of the legs. Deep breath in here. And full breath out. Very good. Let's inhale, shift forward, high plank pose, just like the top of a push-up. Gently lower your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes and come all the way down onto your belly. As you breathe in, gently peel the chest up. Feet stay down to the ground, light on the hands. And then exhale, release chest and chin back to your mat. Take your feet a little closer together. Inhale, peel just the chest up. Hands very light, cobra pose. And then exhale, lower back down. Good. One more time like that, using back body strength to help us roll the shoulders up. And exhale, release all the way back down to the ground. Very nice. Let's inhale, press into hands and knees. Come back through tabletop. Exhale, we'll lean back, hips towards our heels, lengthen your arms. Deep breath in, shift forward back to tabletop. And then tuck your toes, downward facing dog pose, hips up and back. Head can relax. You're always welcome to lower your knees to rest. Otherwise, we're looking back at our feet here. And if your first finger or thumb started to lift off of the mat, try to really push some weight there into the hand, taking weight out of our wrist. And this time, deep breath in. Let's come up high onto the tiptoes. Take a bend at both knees. Look to your hands and then slowly tiptoe your feet forward. Knees can bend quite a bit here. Eventually, we'll take our feet flat to the ground so the heels touch down. Lean your weight back to your feet. Let your arms and upper body just relax, maybe hang or even sway for a moment. Sometimes we tend to try to hold the head up. Just let it go. Looking backwards towards your shins or whatever's behind you. This is called a ragdoll pose. We're aiming for length or decompression of our spine. And if you're moving, rock yourself back to center. Draw your core muscles in and slowly walk your way up. Feel free to use your hands on your legs. We'll come all the way up to a standing position. And once you've made it up to your tall spine, let the shoulders lift as you inhale. And then exhale, shoulders draw down and back. Palms turn towards whatever's in front of you right now. Notice sensation in your body, feeling of length at the spine, feeling of your feet pressing into your mat. Your feet are wide right now. Take them a little closer. Might be helpful to come towards the top end of your mat. This is mountain pose, standing tall. And we'll move with our breath here. As you breathe in, take your arms up towards the ceiling. Feel free to look up to your hands. As you breathe out, forward fold. We'll hinge from the waist. Knees could bend or not. That's up to you. As you breathe in, halfway lift. Hands might trace up your shins or even towards your knees. And then exhale back to our deeper fold. Bowing down towards our legs. Very nice. Inhale, flat back. Stand up. Reach up. Maybe look up. And exhale, palms return to center. One deep breath in, get tall. As you breathe out, feel the feet pressing down. Very nice. Back in motion, we'll inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward bend, that hinging motion from the waist. Halfway lift as you inhale, get long, maybe hands tracing up the legs. And this time, exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to your mat. We'll step our feet back to our high plank pose, just like the top of a push-up. And anytime we're here, you can always hold with your knees down to the ground for a little bit less. Otherwise, one more deep breath in, strong core muscles. As you breathe out, we'll lower the knees, untuck our toes, elbows trace right by our sides to come down to the mat. Good. Here's our cobra pose, just one. Inhale, take that gentle lift. And exhale, release your body back down to the ground. Very good. Inhale, we press up to tabletop, hands and knees. Full breath out, leaning back, hips to the heels. Good. Inhale, shift forward, return. Tuck your toes under. And then exhale, downward facing dog pose, hips up and back. Very nice. Deep breath in through your nose. Let it go out through your mouth. One more like that. Inhale. Out through the mouth, cleansing breath. Head, neck, and jaw relaxed. Otherwise, some little movements to help release tension. Very good. Deep breath in. Let's rise up to our tiptoes. Deep bend at the knees. Look towards your hands. Take a walk, feet forward. And eventually we want to transition the weight to the feet. So the knees might bend to get the feet flat to the ground. We'll inhale to our longer spine, half lift like an L shape. And then exhale, deeper fold. Very nice. Inhale, rise up. Feel free to let the knees bend on the way, all the way to the top. Exhale, palms together at center. We'll stay for a breath. Inhale, imagine you get taller. Exhale, notice sensation in your feet. Good. Back in motion. Inhale, arms stretching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward bend. Hinging motion. Knees can bend. Good. Halfway lift. Find that long spine. Gaze to the top edge of your mat. And then exhale, fold forward. Reach your hands down. This time step just your right leg back behind you. And if it's stepped just a little bit, step it back again so you can get that foot pretty far back. You could even wiggle it there. We'll take our hands towards our front foot. Let the back knee come down. And we'll untuck the right toes. If your knee feels uncomfortable, great time to slide extra cushioning underneath your right knee. And just know that if your hands are down, you can always add something underneath your hands. That's a great way to take some of the pressure out of your back knee. If your back knee feels pretty comfortable where it is, you might choose to bring your hands up onto your left thigh here. The feeling of drawing in through the core muscles to be tall through the spine. Gaze points out ahead if you are sitting upright here. And if you'd like to reach your arms up overhead, feel free to extend them up. The feeling of leaning back just slightly, core strength remains. And if you are in an upright version where the head is lifted, take your gaze slightly upward towards the ceiling out in front of you. Shoulders draw down and back. Good. One more deep breath in here. And exhale, we'll release our hands back down to the ground. As your fingers release to the floor, let's tuck the right toes under. Lift the right knee back up, and then your choice, one big step or maybe a couple little steps to bring your foot back where it started, right to the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale, deeper fold. And think long spine, flat back. Inhale, arms overhead, big stretch to the top. And exhale, palms together. One breath. Very nice. Back in motion. Inhale, reach your arms up. Maybe look up. Exhale, hinge from the waist, forward fold. Find length as you breathe in. Look out to the top of the mat. And then exhale, bend the knee as much as you need to reach down. Remember, you can add anything you'd like under your hands or your back knee as we step back. If your step was small, make it a little bigger. Wiggle or hop your foot back. Let's take our left knee down. Untuck the toes. Feel free to stay here. Hands down will take pressure out of the knee. If your knee is feeling comfortable today, you might choose to press your hands up onto your front thigh, your right thigh. And we do want our core muscles drawing in and up here. If you are in this upright version, head is lifted. It could be a great place to stay, or you could add the arms, inhaling to let them lift up. And maybe draw back just a little bit, shoulders down and back. Tilting the gaze upward slightly, feeling of openness. One more deep breath here. Inhale to lift a little higher. And then exhale, we'll lean forward. Let your hands release back down to the ground. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your back knee up. Couple little steps or one giant step to bring your feet to the top of the mat. Very good. Let's lift halfway. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Very nice. Match movement to breath. Inhale, lead with the shoulders and chest. Rise up, reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, Samastitihi, palms together at center. Notice sensation. And then we'll inhale our arms back up overhead. Exhale, forward bend, hinging down. Very good. Halfway lift, inhale, longer spine. Exhale, deeper fold. Let your fingers come down to the mat. That might mean your knees bend quite a bit. A little different this time. We'll step our right foot back. This time, let the heel and the toes land to the floor. So our foot is angled out towards the top corner of our mat a little bit. We'll go your left foot just a little bit over to the left side, and then strong base. Push into the feet. We'll stand up for warrior one. So we have 2 flat footprints on the mat. Front foot's pointing straight ahead. Back foot's pointing forward at an angle. Might be helpful to take your hands to your hips. Let your right hip draw forward towards the front. Core muscles drawing in so that your low back stays long. And then add the arms back in. Lifting up, looking out in front of you. This is warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Deep breathing here. We'll add some movement to match our breath. As you inhale, reach your hands up a little bit higher. As you exhale, bend your elbows, draw the arms out to the side. 90-degree bend. Very nice. Inhale, big stretch like you're trying to touch your ceiling. And then exhale, pulling out to the sides. Good. Let's do 3 more here. Imagine your arms moving through a thick substance, so they're moving slowly and smoothly. Very nice. One more time. And we'll pause here with our cactus arms. Let the arms draw back. That 90-degree bend at the elbows. Might feel good to let your gaze lift up a little bit in front of you. Good. Inhale, arms stretch back up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, we'll lean forward, release the fingers back down. Lift your back heel up off the ground, bend the knee, and step that foot forward. Couple little steps or one big one. Inhale, longer spine. And exhale, deeper fold. Good. Let's stand all the way up. Inhale, arms overhead. Big stretch as you reach up. Exhale, palms back into center. Pause in stillness. And then we'll match that on the other side. Arms go up with your in-breath, maybe looking up towards the fingers. Exhale, hinge at the waist. Strong core muscles on the way down. Very nice. Make it smooth. Inhale, longer spine. Take that halfway lift. And then exhale, bend the knees. Reach your fingers lightly to your mat. This time, the left foot goes back. We want it fairly far behind us. We turn the foot so that the heel can land down to the ground. Toes will angle out. Right foot walks a little bit towards the right side near our right hand. And then feel the strong base. Slowly stand up. Arms can lift. This is warrior one. Maybe just double checking your feet. Right foot points forward. Left foot's turned out a little bit. Our right knee is bent right over our heel. And then maybe hands to hips for a moment, bringing the left side forward so the hips are both turned towards whatever's in front of you. Core draws in, low back feels long. Keep that set up there in the hips, and then arms stretch up overhead. Find your deep breathing. If your feet don't feel comfortable, you might need to readjust a little bit. Right leg feeling strong in the lunge. This will be our inhale, reaching a little higher. Exhale, pulling motion, draw the elbows out to the sides. Very good. Inhale, big stretch up through the arms. Exhale as if you're moving through some thick substance. Have to go slowly. 3 more with your breathing. Feeling the motion and the breath link together. When you have completed those 3 rounds, elbows wide for a moment with a feeling of the arms drawing back a little behind us. Core muscles still strong. Maybe the gaze tilts up just a little bit to feel open at our neck. Very nice, everyone. Let's inhale, arms back up overhead. And then exhale, release the hands down to the ground. Light on the fingers. Let your back heel lift up. Prepare to step forward. And then a couple little steps or one big one, feet together. Very good. Let's inhale to our halfway lift. Exhale, deeper fold. Good. Stand up, reach up, flat back. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, palms together. Pause for a moment. Notice sensation in your body. Maybe notice your breathing. Very nice. As we move into balance, let's take our feet under our hips, toes spread out wide on the mat, and we'll push down into our left foot. Unweight your right foot so your right knee comes forward a little bit, hands to hips, and then we'll open the right knee out towards the right side. First option, your right toes can stay right on the floor, heel goes onto your ankle. Otherwise, you could slide that foot up a little bit higher, maybe to the inside of your calf, or you could even use your hand, scoop onto the shin, bring your foot all the way up above your knee. We do want to avoid having sideways pressure on our knee joint, so just make sure your foot's all the way above or all the way below that knee. We are balancing, so if you fall out, no worries, just come back in. You can always hold on to the wall next to you or a table next to you. If you'd like to challenge your balance, you could reach your arms into the air. Think of pressing down into your standing heel with strength. Good. One more deep breath in here. And then exhale, gently relax. Arms by your side. Foot comes down to the mat. Might feel good to just pedal out for a moment. And then we'll set up for the other side. Toes spread wide as your feet push into the ground. Hands to hips. Let's unweight our left foot. External rotation. Open the knee. And then your choice. Foot lands to your ankle. Maybe foot to the inside of your calf under your knee, or if you're going above your knee, scoop under the shin, bring that foot all the way over your knee joint. You could hold on to something, you could stay here, you could reach up. Whatever variation you're in, think of pressing into the bottom heel, really lifting and lengthening. Deep breathing. And if you can find something to look at that's not moving, that's said to be helpful for the balance. One more in-breath. Good. Exhale, release. Arms by your side. Feet come down to your mat. Find the top of your mat. We'll inhale, arms up overhead. And then exhale, forward, fold, bow down. Good. Inhale, longer spine. Take your half lift. And this time, exhale, we'll just take a seat right down onto our mat. Take your time, no rush. As we come onto the floor, two options. You could reach your arms out in front of you, more challenging for the core, or take your fingers behind you on the mat, a little more supportive. Feet could stay on the floor, sliding out, or be in the air. Up to you. Deep breath in. Let's puff our chest up. And exhale, slowly start to ease yourself down onto your mat, either guiding with the hands or bringing the arms out in front of you. And eventually, upper back. Head, shoulders, arms all relax down. Deep breath in. And full breath out. When you feel ready, we'll start to bend at our knees. Heels slide towards our hips. Feet are flat on the floor. And we'll take our arms by the side. Start to push the hands into the floor. For bridge pose, we always want to gaze straight up to the ceiling. So set that gaze up now. And before we lift, draw your core muscles in, belly button pulling towards the floor so that your tailbone starts to just gently hover over your mat. And then deeper breath in, press down into your feet and your arms. Bring your hips into the air. Deep breathing here. Push down into the arms and the shoulders and the feet. We should have full flat footprints on the ground here. Toes are pointing in front of us. And if your knees traveled in or out, try to recenter them right over your heels. Very nice. One more in-breath, pushing into the arms and shoulders. Exhale, we'll roll all the way back down. Take your time. Upper back lands, mid-back, low back, and eventually the hips. Give your legs a little rock, side to side, right to left. And then back to center, we'll take one more round, just like that. Bridge pose, heels towards our hips, arms by your sides, look up. Draw your core in first, feel the tailbone hover, and then press into the feet, elevate the hips. Might even feel like your heels are pushing down and slightly forward to help bring your chest up towards your chin. Keep pressing downward with the arms, with the elbows, the hands, and the shoulders. Trying to create that full arm print in your mat. Chest towards chin. Keep looking up. One more in-breath here. Lift to your highest. And exhale, rolling down. Upper back first, mid-back. Slowly, low back. Eventually the hips land. Very nice. Let's rock our knees. Notice your breath. Soften your jaw. Once you've rocked yourself a few times side to side, walk both feet to the outsides of the mat so they're finding the outer edges of the mat. Let's let our knees draw in towards each other. Might feel good to let your hands rest onto your body for a moment to help feel the breath. Deep abdominal breathing, feeling the belly, the chest, and the ribs all rise and fall. Let the knees separate. Walk your heels back in so they're underneath your knees. And this time we'll bring our arms by our sides. Take your right foot into the air. Cross your right ankle over towards your left thigh, up by the knee. Flex through the right foot so the ankle joint is active. And if you feel a stretch right here, this is a great place to stay. If you don't, you might need to draw your legs towards you a little bit more. You could even reach behind the back of your left thigh and then just ease your upper body back down if it did lift up. Deep breathing. Soften the upper body. Relax the jaw. One more deep breath here. And then gently unwrap the legs. Left foot back to the mat. Take your right leg into the air for a moment. Circle through the ankle. Give your leg a little shake. And then release both feet down. Might feel good to readjust your hips. When you're ready, we'll take our left foot up. Flex at the ankle. Cross ankle to thigh. Option to stay here. Great place to be if you're feeling a stretch. If not, you might draw the legs closer. Maybe reach through, wrap around the back of your right thigh, and then ease your upper body towards the ground, as far as feels comfortable. Upper body relaxing as if you're sinking into the mat. Awareness to your breathing or to sensation in the body to help you stay present. And thoughts or distractions might creep in. If they do, just use that as a reminder to refocus. Present moment. Take one more deep breath here. And then slowly, gently unwrap the legs. Right foot back to the floor if it was lifted. Take your left foot into the air. Circle the ankle. Give your left leg a shake. Good. And 2 feet back down to the ground. Knees bent. This time take your arms out to the side. So reaching for the right and left side of the room. Move your feet a little to the right, little heel toe, heel toe. Take a little walk with the feet. Lift your hips so they go up and over also to the right. And then bring both knees to your chest. We'll roll the legs opposite over to our left side. And if they don't touch down, you might need to move them forward or add a blanket underneath the legs. Deeper variation, you could gaze either to the ceiling or even over to your right side. We're trying to let both shoulders sink down into the mat here. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, roll your legs back to center. Feet on the mat. Just take a little lift of your hips to readjust them back to the center. And then we'll take a little walk with our feet over to the left this time. Find the outside edge of your mat. Lift your hips a little bit up and over to your left. Hips back down. Knees to chest. Let's rock the legs to the right. And again, a moment to readjust your legs so they're able to relax down, feeling fairly comfortable. Your gaze could be to your left, to the ceiling, or even out to your right side. Full deep breaths. Soften through the upper body. And then inhale to look up. Exhale, draw your core muscles in, roll onto your back. Eventually both feet come back down to the ground. Let's take one more readjustment to bring our body to center. If there's any last movements you'd like to add in, great place to bring them in now. Otherwise, when you're feeling ready, we'll lie onto our backs for our final resting position. We call this pose Shavasana, translates to corpse pose. If this is not comfortable lying on your back, you can always choose to bend your knees or adjust your body. We are aiming to feel relaxed, so if you're not relaxed lying down, please feel free to adjust now. And in order to fully soften, maybe your eyes can close for a moment. Let your breath just return to its natural rhythm. Allow the muscles of your face to completely soften. Teeth might separate as the jaw relaxes. Anytime you breathe out, imagine your body is physically sinking down into the floor, heavier with each breath. Neck relaxes so the head can be heavier. Imagine any tension releases from the shoulders, from the arms and hands. Imagine a release of tension at your upper back, at your chest and your ribs. And allow that sensation of softening to seep into your lower back, your abdomen, imagine muscles supporting your hip joints all relax, release. Allowing the legs, thighs, and knees, shins and calves to soften. Ankles and feet relax. Full body heavy. also a softening of the mind, softening of the thoughts. You're ready to allow some little movements back in. You can slowly start to reawaken the body. Maybe moving the head and the neck, hands and feet. Might feel good to take a full body stretch, arms way back behind you, point the toes, deep breath in to stretch here. And exhale to bring your knees to your chest. You could pause a moment here, or you could roll onto either side, maybe making a pillow with your upper arm. Fetal position. And take your time making your way up to any comfortable seat. You're welcome to sit on a pillow or blanket if that's comfortable. And we'll finish with 2 deep breaths today. Cleansing breaths. We'll breathe in through the nose. Big release out through the mouth as we take these breaths. To begin, let's take our arms by our sides. Inhale, arms overhead, fill the lungs. Open mouth, exhale. Good. One more time. Deeper breath in. All breath out. I thank you so much for joining me for yoga today. I wish you a wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste. Great work today, everyone. Thank you.